Hello everyone, welcome to Technologies Discussion Channel. Today, I'd like to start a new topic of discussion, which is on amplitude modulation. Okay, so for this video, firstly, I will do a quick introduction. Okay, what is actually amplitude modulation? Next, I will explain how modulating and also the carrier signal actually form to make up the modulated signal. So basically, this will be the objective of this video. Guys, if you're keen to know more about amplitude modulation, okay, please take a look on the playlist under the description. Over there, you will be able to find a series of discussion on amplitude modulation. This is my email. If you have any question regards on this discussion, okay, please drop me an email. Okay, or if not, if you want to have a faster response, you are always welcome to ask me your question through the comment. Before I continue, okay, I'd like to urge you guys to help this channel by like this video. Okay, so guys, help me press the like button now. For those who are new to this channel, urge you to support this channel by subscribe to this channel. Please also remember to turn on your notification bell. Once again, thank you so much for some support. I want to quickly identify the three types of signal: modulating, carrier, and the modulated signal. What is actually the modulating signal? The modulating signal is actually the information that I actually want to send to the recipient. The modulating signal has various names. For example, it is also known as the intelligent signal or the baseband signal. So they are actually at the input of the amplitude modulation. Another component which is at the input of the amplitude modulation will be the carrier. Okay, so typically we call this unmodulated carrier signal because it has not carried any information, as you can see from this time domain. Okay, so basically typically for carrier, they actually has a higher frequency as compared to the modulating signal. Okay, so basically this is the motivation, okay, why we need to do modulation. So hence, okay, in fact, all the time, the carrier signal will have a higher frequency as compared to the modulating signal. Next, right at the output of the amplitude modulating signal will be the modulated signal. From here, you can see that it actually has the frequency of the carrier, while the message is actually at the envelope of the modulated signal, which we are going to take a closer look later on. Next, okay, previously I have explained why we need to do modulation. Okay, in fact, there are actually 5 reasons, okay, why we need to do modulation. The key idea that we actually want to do modulation is to reduce the antenna size and also allow simultaneous transmission. Okay, so basically this is the reason, okay, why we need to do modulation. Okay, so if you keen to know more about all this, okay, please take a look on this particular video. I have put a QR code. You can scan this QR code, okay, to see this particular video in order to understand, okay, the reason why we need to do modulation. Let me quickly come to the amplitude modulation. Okay, so in amplitude modulation, the modulating signal, okay, which is the information, or we call this as the data, is basically used to modulate the amplitude of the carrier signal. Okay, which means that the modulating signal actually change the amplitude of the carrier signal. The top and bottom envelope of the modulated carrier have the same shape as the modulating signal. Okay, so basically the top, okay, which is over here, and the bottom of the modulated signal, they have the same shape as the modulating signal. Okay, so later on, I will show it to you what I actually meant by these sentences. So in another word, the amplitude of the carrier is made to change according to the shape of the modulating signal. Okay, so the modulated carrier frequency remain unchanged at the carrier frequency. So from here, you can see that this is actually the modulated signal. So it actually has the frequency of the carrier, while the amplitude is actually the amplitude of the modulating signal, which we are going to take a closer look. Okay, so this is what I have shown it to you earlier on. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier on, now hopefully you have a better idea. Okay, so how we actually form the modulated signal. So from here you can see that they actually has the same frequency as the carrier. So this is the original message or the modulating signal. So they actually appeared at the envelope of the modulated signal. So in short, okay, so later on, this is actually the signal that I actually will be sent over the air. So when I actually receive this modulated signal, in order to do the demod, okay, you can imagine that I just need to trace the envelope and I actually will be successfully recover the original modulating signal. So with this, you probably will ask why I want to send this modulated signal over. From here, you can see that, for example, okay, I actually change the frequency to a higher frequency. And if you still remember earlier on, I mentioned that if you have seen that particular video, okay, so it is always desired to move the signal to a higher frequency. Okay, so this is one reason why. Another reason, okay, you probably can foresee that I can actually change the frequency of the carrier. When I actually change the frequency of the carrier, imagine that I have another so-called modulated signal with another frequency. I basically will be able to trace the envelope of the new create modulated signal, then again, I will be able to recover back the original modulating signal. For example, okay, although there is not much AM broadcast anymore, just imagine this. This is actually the voice of the DJ based on the so-called the frequency of the carrier signal, okay, you actually can tune the different frequency. Okay, so basically the DJ voice will ride on top of the modulated signal. So when you actually tune to the different so-called AM broadcast, and then you do a envelope detector, you actually recover the different DJ broadcast that you actually intend to listen at. Okay, so basically, hopefully this actually give you a better idea what is actually a amplitude modulation. Okay, so before I continue, guys, again, urge you, this is very important to me, urge you to help me by like this video. Okay, when more you guys actually help to like this video will have a better chances to reach up to a larger audience. So guys, help me press the like button now. If you have learned something from this video, urge you to support this channel by subscribing to this channel. Once again, thank you so much for strong support. Let me continue. Okay, so this is what I mentioned earlier on. Okay, let me turn on the animation so to have a better idea. This is what we call the modulating signal, or this is the original signal that I actually want to send over to the recipient. You can see that this is actually the amplitude modulated signal. Okay, so you can see that when you actually compare these two waveforms, you can see that the modulated signal actually has a higher frequency as compared to the modulating signal. Next, I want to so-called explain this. You can see that, okay, basically the original signal, okay, they actually appeared at the amplitude of the modulated signal. So this is what it means by amplitude modulation, as it explained over here. Amplitude modulation is a modulation techniques that used in electronics communication, most commonly for transmitting information via a radio carrier wave. In AM, okay, the amplitude, okay, which is the strength of the carrier wave, is very proportional to the waveform of the message signal, okay, such as the voice or music, while the frequency and phase remain constant. Okay, so from here, let me do some explanation. You can see that the modulated signal, okay, the frequency and the phase, they will be still the same, okay, irregardless of the information on the modulating signal, they will be still the same, the phase and also the frequency. However, you can see that the amplitude change. Okay, the amplitude of the modulated signal actually change according to the modulating signal. Remember, this is actually the information that I actually want to send over to the recipient. So this is actually the information that I actually send over the air. Okay, so basically from here, you can see that I have successfully transformed a low frequency to a higher frequency. And if I'm going to recover back the original message, I just need to trace the envelope and I will be able to receive back the original modulating signal. Okay, so basically this is what amplitude modulation is all about. Okay, so another diagram here to convince you. Okay, for example, this is actually the shape of the intelligence signal, which is the information. Okay, so let's say now this is like a so-called a slightly rectangular shape here. Okay, so this is again the carrier signal. As I mentioned early on, the carrier signal is actually helping to carry the message over to the recipient. So typically, they need to have a higher frequency. This is what we call the modulated signal. You can see that the modulating signal actually appeared at the amplitude of the modulated signal. So this is actually what is actually amplitude modulation. The information is actually at the amplitude of the modulated signal. So hence, this is why this is called amplitude modulation. Let me use another diagram to further explain on this amplitude modulation here. Okay, so let's do some mathematical expression also. Okay, so this is actually a sine or cosine wave, doesn't matter. Okay, so basically you can see that, okay, this is actually the V peak value. Okay, basically we denote this M as a modulating signal. So therefore we have the amplitude V peak, okay, for the modulating signal. Sine or cosine doesn't matter. So this is actually 2 pi f. So the f is actually the frequency. So how to get the frequency will be from the period. You will be able to get the frequency. So this is the expression, okay, to express modulating signal. So from here you can see that the changes, okay, with regards to time, how does the amplitude actually change? Next, okay, so basically this is again, okay, for carrier signal. Like I mentioned earlier on, the carrier signal typically has a higher frequency as compared to the modulating signal. In fact, much higher frequency as compared to the modulating signal. How you express the carrier signal will be the same as how you actually express the modulating signal. You can see that this will be the V peak. Okay, so from here you can see that this will be the V peak of the carrier. Okay, again, okay, there will be changes. Okay, basically the frequency, okay, FC, okay, is actually obtained from the period. Like I mentioned earlier on, the frequency most of the time will be much bigger as compared to the modulating signal. So this is actually the expression, okay, to so-called express the carrier signal, okay, in an equation. Next, this is actually the modulated signal. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier on, this is actually the modulating signal. The modulating signal actually appeared at the amplitude, okay, of the modulated signal. So if I want to recover back the message, I just need to do the envelope tracing to trace back the original modulating signal. So you can see over here, these are all the frequency of the carrier. Okay, so how to express this equation, okay, will be in this form. Okay, so on my next slides, okay, I will give you a little bit more detail how to describe the modulated signal in the equation. But at this moment, this is actually the equation, okay, to describe the amplitude modulated signal. Okay, so this is actually the modulated carrier that actually carry the information now. So you can see that the amplitude actually change according to the modulating signal. Okay, so this is on the amplitude modulation. Okay, let's quickly explain some of the equation. Okay, so this is actually the equation that I mentioned on my previous slide. So this is for the modulating signal. Typically, they have a lower so-called frequency. So this is actually for the carrier. Okay, so again, earlier on, I have already explained, okay, how you can actually obtain this so-called carrier equation to describe the carrier waveform. Next will be the modulated signal. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier on, okay, what happened here? You just see this equation. This is actually this part here, okay, which belongs to the carrier. Okay, what you actually change the carrier will be the amplitude. Can you see here? So I actually change my amplitude according to the modulating signal. You can see that this is actually my modulating signal here. So I actually change my amplitude, okay, of the carrier signal according to the modulating signal, and therefore I actually has this equation. Okay, so let me clarify this again. So this is actually from the carrier, you can compare term by term. This is what I mentioned earlier on. This will be the V peak value. Okay, so under the modulated signal, I actually change the amplitude. So therefore, I change it according to the modulating signal. So therefore, you can see that This is actually the equation. So on my next video, I have explained how to actually obtain this equation here. But in the meantime, okay, we have this modulation index, okay, which is equals to the EM over EC, and this is what we know as the modulation index here. So with this, I'd like to end my discussion. Okay, so guys, if you're keen to know how to derive this equation, okay, you can always see my next video, okay, which is on the part 2 series discussion on amplitude modulation. Over there, I will explain how can we actually derive this equation. With this, okay, I like to end my discussion. Okay, please help to like and subscribe to this channel. Thank you so much. I hope to see you guys soon. Thank you.